Good morning. So we are currently in Watu Purbo. It's a man-made waterfall here in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. And today I'm going to do a little quick landscape photography featuring the Watu Purbo waterfall, and I'm going to use my Micro Four Thirds camera with a wide angle lens and also hopefully with a telephoto lens. So I'm going to scout around the location and try to find a good spot, a good vantage point to take a picture of the waterfall and maybe find something else that's also interesting. So let's go. Alright, so I think I found a good composition over here involving a little bit of the rock on the foreground, as you can see right there. I don't know if you can see that one, that rock over there. And then also involving a little bit of the streams over there and the waterfall right there. I'm using my G85 right now, and I have with me the 8 to 18mm Panasonic Leica lens set at 8mm. I'm currently in aperture priority, but I think I will switch to manual really soon. And I want to do a little bit of long exposure photography, so I'm preparing my ND1000 and circular polarizer. This is KNF concept magnetic filter, so I can easily attach to my camera like so. Alright, it's now attached to my camera, and now I'm going to try to play around with the circular polarizer until I get enough reflection cut from the circular polarizer. I think that's about it. It's a little bit difficult to see, but we'll try. Alright, so I'm focusing on the rock in front, and then I'll try to take another picture. It's giving me about 1.3 seconds exposure. Let's try focusing on the waterfall instead. It's a little bit difficult to see right now because the sun is actually backlight, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, it's much easier to see. Thank goodness for the flippy screen on the G85. It makes everything easier. So yeah, let's try focusing on the rock again, and then on the waterfall. One more time. I think I'm getting quite a good long exposure kind of look right there. Alright, so I think I found another composition. I moved a little bit to my right, and then I'm using vertical composition, and now I zoomed into about 18mm on the Panasonic Leica 8 to 18mm, and I'm trying to get more of these big rocks in front and also the waterfall behind and just a little bit of the sky. And I'm still using my ND1000, and it's giving me about 1 second exposure or something like that. Let me try to, yeah, about 1.3 second of shutter speed. I'm at f4 and I'm at ISO 200. This is still aperture priority, so let's try to take the picture. So yes, so I think I found another composition right here, as you can see behind there. I try to focus more on the rocks right here, and then also to the waterfall behind. I found this nice formation of rocks and grass and a little bit of that downstream. And yes, I have my camera set up right here, still with the ND1000, still with the 8 to 18mm, and right now it's giving me about, I don't know, 2.5 seconds of exposure. I'm at aperture priority. I'm too lazy to switch to manual right now, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to take the shot. By the way, this is at 10mm. I zoomed in a little bit to get a stronger composition and a little bit of compression overall. So let's try to take the picture. Alright, so one more composition here. I'm doing horizontal this time, still with the 8 to 18 millimeter. I'm now zoomed in at about 13 millimeter or something like that, and then yeah, I'm using f4 aperture. I'm in aperture priority mode because I'm too lazy to switch to manual, and I got this beautiful composition, horizontal composition. I'm focusing to the rocks in front right there and try to get this establishing horizontal landscape shot. I got about 3 seconds of exposure or 2 seconds of exposure, and yeah, I'm really thankful for the flippy screen of the G85 once again. It really makes taking this kind of picture easier and faster too. Another nice composition over here. I'm still at aperture priority. F4 is giving me about 2.5 seconds, and I'm trying to get a little bit of that small rock right there, and also the rocks behind and the waterfall once again. This is a little bit of a backlight situation, so let's try to take the shot right here. I'm focusing on the mid-ground rock. I don't try to focus to the small rock because I want to get everything kind of in focus. So let's try that one more time. Another composition here, I'm using the 11 millimeter kind of on the zoom range, and I'm trying to handhold with the tripod still on me. This time I want to involve a little more rocky surfaces on the foreground, and on the mid-ground is the waterfall, and on the background is the sky. So let's try to take the shot. I got about 2.5 second exposure. Alright, so now I changed camera to the GX85, and I have with me the 35 to 100 millimeter set at 35 millimeter with still ND1000 and circular polarizer. So I got this tight composition right there where I get a little bit of the rocks on the front and then the waterfall behind and just a little bit of the sky. It's a little bit more compressed, it's a little bit more straightforward. So let's try to take the picture. I got about 1.3 seconds of exposure, so let's try to shoot now. Alright, so I rotate the camera just a little bit to the left, and I found an even nicer composition involving the layers of water streaming coming down right in front there, and then also still a little bit of that rocks over there and the waterfall still. So same setting, I'm focusing on the rock on the mid-ground like so. The thing that I hate about the GX85 is it doesn't have flippy screen like my G85. For landscape photography, especially for vertical compositions, it's difficult. I cannot really see. I have to kind of bow down a little bit to take a look at what I'm taking photographs of. But yeah, I can kind of ballpark it. So yeah, let's take the shot. 2-second timer, f4, about 1.6 seconds. Alright, so now I'm back with the G85 again because I just feel like I want to capture one more wide angle scene with the 8 to 18 millimeter lens, and I'm currently at about 8 millimeter right now. And yes, I'm setting the camera to aperture priority f5.6 ISO 200. And for the composition, I'm trying to get this little rock right here as a foreground, and then the rest, everything right there as the background as usual. And now I'm trying to focus on the rock on the front at this focal point, and yeah, let's see how it turns out. So one last composition with the 8 to 18. So I'm going to use this kind of greeneries as the foreground right here, and also this big rock right here and that small rock over there, and use the waterfall and the sky as the background. So here's the composition that I got. I'm at f5.6. I got 2.5 seconds exposure time. I also found another composition for a telephoto lens involving a little bit of the greeneries in front right here as the foreground and the waterfall behind as the background. I'm using the GX85 and 35-100 with the ND1000 and circular polarizer, and I'm setting manual right now with 1/8 of a second, ISO 200 f2.8. I'm trying to get, just doing handhold. I know that with the 35-100 and GX85 I can handhold as low as 1/8 of a second. So let's try to do that. I'm going to use the viewfinder, so sorry you cannot really see me doing it, but I'm using the viewfinder right now. I got the composition and I'm going to take the shot. Also, one more final composition, not of the Watu Purbo waterfall, but I found this nice paddy field area right here. It's supposed to be Mount Merapi back there, but it's covered with cloud right now. But I still kind of enjoy looking at the paddy field down below. It's greeneries and it's just a simple wide angle composition. I'm at 14mm with the 8 to 18mm G85 aperture priority. Just to make everything simpler, I'm focusing right on the middle of the paddy field down there and using the trees as the background. So I think I found one more composition right here. So over at the paddy field right there, you can see a farmer. I'm trying to capture the farmer with the 35-100. I'm zoomed in all the way to 100 f2.8. Let's try to take the shot. Oh, nice. Alright, so I've wrapped up the photo shoot today. I think we got some keeper landscape photos from Watu Purbo today, and I think I'm quite excited to see the results of the photo. As of right now, probably you've already seen the pictures that I've taken because maybe I've already put it on the footage during the behind the scenes recording. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the pictures and also the behind the scene process of how to take landscape pictures using Micro Four Thirds camera. And yeah, this is part of my everyday photography challenge. So every day I try to go to somewhere interesting really quick and try to make a nice photograph. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least I try to make the effort to go out every day and shoot something and try to create something interesting. And hopefully it's been fun for you. So that is all for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. Please comment down below what are the things that you recently photographed. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video and subscribing to my channel down below. Thank you. Goodbye.